Okay, everyone, welcome back to our podcast. We're so sorry for our hiatus. Like, when you hear our wellness check, you will understand why. Last time you heard from us, we were in the middle of a cornfield, which honestly feels like 5 years ago, but I think it was 2 weeks ago. I honestly don't even know. How are we doing, Teresa?
Yeah, we've lived several lives. I also would like to say that I apologize for our message on social media that was like, we have a really fun thing coming up for you this
Yeah,
weekend.
we can't be.
We
No,
we tried so hard. We had
tried
the
so
best
hard.
intentions. But you know, if you happen to find a microphone on Amazon that is $8, like it's
And you
probably $8 for a reason.
and you overnight it to your friend's welcome barbecue. Maybe it's not the best idea, but I think now would be a good time to just say hello if we have any new guests that we have met on our travels, new listeners, specifically friends from the country of Scotland. Welcome. And for all those who are here thinking that they were going to have a feature part on the podcast, just know that our microphones were dog shit. And we also were, none of us were in a state to talk into a microphone. So for everyone's sanity, like I'm just gonna go ahead and delete those files. So
The other thing is like if we interviewed you on the podcast and like we're sorry that the audio quality was so bad, but if we interviewed you, like I just want you to know that you have an open invitation to come be a guest on the podcast literally whenever you want.
literally
Like
whenever.
give us a call, text us if you're listening to this and going, "Aw, like don't be sad because you could have a full interview dedicated only to you on this podcast on a future date." So just we're putting that out there.
And Teresa's biggest fear in life is being subpoenaed. And like, I don't know if anyone else has that fear, but like, we're saving everyone from not releasing this audio quality because, like, not that it has anything worth subpoenaed, but for everyone's jobs, for everyone's like own mental sake, we're just deleting the files.
Yeah, we're deleting the files. The MacArthur wedding will just kind of live in everyone's memories and
Should we take
subconscious.
them through like what we were up to since the cornfields?
Well, should we though, or is that going to come up in our?
Oh,
We
that
can
might
give
come
a we
up.
can give a brief we can
I
give a
think,
brief timeline.
yeah,
I think
brief
that would be
timeline.
helpful.
We drove from Omaha to Chicago. Then we drove from Chicago to Lake Michigan for a bachelorette. Then back to Chicago for like a week ish of activities and it ended in a wedding. Okay,
Okay,
Teresa flew home. I drove back to Omaha, and that's where we are now. I'm in Omaha, Teresa's at home.
and that's crazy to me that this was like pre-bachelorette. I was just thinking it was pre-wedding.
No, it was
No.
pre-bachelorette.
Yeah, we've lived like a million lives since then. Um, I will say, because this was kind of a hot topic of the last podcast, we did eat fruits and vegetables in multiple states and cities and have lived to tell the tale. So I don't even know if cyclospora is like still a thing, but we survived it. We did not get sick. That was a win. Um, and now we're back safely home. We also have like gone back to work. I've had my first day of school. So if that gives you any clue into the amount of lives I've lived, like I have now like met all of my students for the new year. Maddie has not, but you can
Maddie
explain
went
a little bit.
Maddie went to Disney World. Maddie
Yes.
came back from this big trip, spent like 36 hours in Omaha, and then went on her way to Disney World for 4 days. And am now back in Omaha. And we'll start my first day of work tomorrow, but the children do not come till next Thursday. So I still have like a week of like professional development, which I'm like very grateful for, which we'll get into in our wellness checks. But um, I think it is hard to pinpoint some of like our low points over our time together because there were a lot of low points, but there were also so many high points. Like, congrats, Meg and Jamie. Like, literally, best wedding ever. Teresa and I need to go to rehab after your wedding for several reasons. And like, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and I want to clarify also, this is like emotional rehab, which
Oh,
might be
yeah,
a
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yep, yep, yep.
Like
So,
we are just wrecked emotionally.
mhm.
We also like quite literally moved into Meg's parents' basement. So I just want to thank them for their hospitality because
Yeah.
we did like to even say like we stayed there is an understatement. Like,
Yeah.
we lived there. We moved ourselves in. We took over. That was our home. Um, and yeah.
I mailed things there. Like I got packages.
Oh yeah, that was our address for a
That
time.
was my address. And also I think we could like start a list. I think there's people that we would like want to have on our podcast that we will get on it. Like Maggie P will always be on our podcast. Some of our other friends, like they would always say yes. I think we have to have a list of like dream guests that wouldn't be an immediate yes. And like the top of my list is Jim Peterson. I don't know if he would be like
He
a
would
yes,
never agree to
but
this,
like he
but
is a dream guest.
yeah, he would have a lot to say.
Yeah, especially about us.
Yeah, and yeah. So we're gonna we're gonna keep, we're gonna keep on keeping on.
Keep on
I
keeping
don't know
on.
if we
And
have anything else to say before we dive into the wellness checks.
I don't know if I have anything else to say, but just if people are still listening to our podcast after our hiatus, like we're so grateful you're here. We promise we'll be more regularly scheduled. Um, and yeah, I guess Teresa, like, how are you doing? Give us a wellness check.
Okay, well, the first wellness check I'm going to do is a physical wellness check. And never has anyone needed a physical wellness check more than I need one in this moment over the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to take us on a journey, much of which Maddie knows, but there are some like fun surprises in here that she doesn't necessarily know about.
I think I'm
Um,
excited.
okay, so we're going to rewind back. This is post bachelorette, pre-wedding, during the week while we were staying in the suburbs of Chicago at Meg's parents' house. Um, a fun fact about me is that mosquitoes love me, and I also happen to be allergic to them. So when I am in the Midwest, the place where I live, we have mosquitoes, but not really. Not like the Midwest. Y'all are on a different level. So anytime I go to the Midwest, I just become basically a feasting ground for the mosquitoes. This time, however, really unforeseen ever in my life, I had, this is actually not an exaggeration, I counted them, upwards of 20 mosquito bites all over my legs. They were like red and swollen, and I'm not going to go deeper into detail because that's gross, but Maddie can attest to the fact
I can attest
that
that
I was
I really wanted
unwell.
to bring her to the emergency room. Like I've never seen mosquito bites so bad. I was bribing her to go like get, I don't know, like steroid cream or whatever. It was actually insane. Like there needs to be a doctor's case study on Teresa.
Yeah, Maddie wanted me to go get a steroid shot. In the end, I just settled for buying every single hydrocortisone product until, again, dream guest Jim Peterson had calamine lotion, and I think that actually finally was the thing that gave me some amount of relief. So that's physical wellness check part one. There are several parts to this. Um, so I'm dealing with the mosquito bites, whatever. By the time the day of the wedding, I kind of get them somewhat under control. Thankfully, it was a long dress, so no one needed to see the literal welts on my legs. At the wedding reception, I love to dance. I love a wedding reception. I love to dance at a reception. And if you know me, you know that I have this stupid dance that I swear to myself that I'm never going to do, but I break out at every function. I did teach myself this when I was like in high school or college. And what I've learned from this experience is that it was fun while it lasted. I am now officially too old for this because I went to go do this dance move, and in my heels, I ended up rolling my ankle. I know the exact moment I did it, and I went, ooh, that is not going to be a good situation. Um, Fast forward, it has not been a good situation. I didn't break anything. And it is getting better by the day. I am healing. I do also have a brace that I have been wearing periodically to try to like stabilize it. Um, so that was what I was dealing with on the way back home. I'm trying to do this in chronological order. Yes. Okay. So after the wedding, I fly home Sunday night. Monday, I have to go to work. Again, it's just teacher work week, but all I wanted to do was come home, eat dinner at literally 4:30 p.m. and ice and elevate my foot. So I get home, I'm cooking my dinner. Again, it's literally 4 p.m.
I actually forgot
And
about this part. I forgot about this
oh
part.
yeah,
I was
I am
confused where you're going.
this. I'm telling you, this is a saga. I'm cutting a potato. The knife slips, and I proceed to cut my left index finger Thankfully, it was on my left hand. Enough to, the weird part is, it never hurt. Like, this cut on my hand, since the moment I did it up until this current point, has never hurt. However, it was gushing blood like nothing I have ever seen. So I panicked. I called my parents, who are just the most ideal people that you want to call in a crisis. And they were like, you're going to be fine. It's fine, whatever. But like, you might want to go to an emergency room. We also consulted a family friend of ours who was an ER doctor, and he was like, you should go just to get it, like, he thought I needed to get it stitched. I ended up just getting it like glued back together, and I've had it kind of like in a wrap since this was last Monday. So this was like kind of over a week ago, whatever. So this happens. In the grand scheme of things, it actually wasn't that big of a deal, but I'm dealing with this. Tuesday, I go to work with my injured hand and my screwed up ankle. But it's not so screwed up that I'm like in a brace, whatever, anyways. Then, as part of our faculty and staff retreat, we have to do this like amazing race style like search around the school for things. I don't really know. Part of it included doing sprints. Now, could I have said, I'm injured, it's not a good idea for me to do sprints? I could have, and I should have, but I didn't. So I proceeded to do sprints, which I think made the whole leg situation worse. We're going to fast forward now to the beginning of this week, where, like, basically an update on all of my things. Number one update is that the mosquito bites have started itching again. I don't understand. I don't know if I got rebit because I was outside for a little bit this weekend again at home where we don't have a ton of mosquitoes, but like I was outside. They've started itching again, not as bad, but don't really know what's going on here. The ankle is getting better. I can walk on it. I can work out. I cannot run. I tried to run yesterday. That was an immediate no. So we're still waiting on that. And then today, while my left index finger is getting better, I was grating a block of cheese, and I did also in the process just like grate my right thumb basically on the grater in one pass. And so now I have injuries on both hands. I also have been exhausted this week and think that I might be coming down with a slight illness. So I don't even know like what we want to do with that. I just felt like I needed to share that with the world, and that I am extremely physically unwell.
That was a lot. If you listen through all of that, like you get a prize, I think, because that was a lot. So when I
Yeah,
said like
this is
we need
a
to go to like rehab, like I'm not talking about like anything nefarious. I'm literally talking about like our emotional and physical like well-being. Um and like to Teresa, I just have to say like when she's out of school on Friday, she needs to lock herself in her home and not leave until Monday. Like she needs to sleep. She needs to like eat like some fruits and vegetables and like lay on her couch. She needs to do literally nothing. And I know she's not going to. So part of this I'm just going to say is a little bit on you.
Yes, part of it is self-inflicted. I also, which we will get into this in the my next wellness check, is like this weekend was the past weekend was a great weekend, not a relaxing one because I was putting on a goodbye party for my brother in which I had 25 people at my very small house. So this weekend will be less hectic compared to that. Um
What are you doing this weekend?
like nothing like that. I mean, I have
Okay.
some like scattered potential plans, but I
Okay.
am going to bed Friday night. I am going to bed at 7 p.m. I also had a
Okay.
bridal shower last Friday night. Um,
Insane.
so yeah, this Friday I'm going to bed at 7 p.m. I also have been very strict about my 9 p.m. bedtime this whole week. So that's good. That's progress.
I love that for you. I hope that you follow through with that because I think just like you need to sleep and just not do anything else. Um I am starting my first day of like work week tomorrow, and I have like let anyone that I see like in my life like there's no more plans. Like this is like I had my like summer of fun, like I did all of the things, like now like my free time like is my couch, like in my TV. Like there's nothing else. It's just work in this and like that's okay with me.
Yeah, I think that this year needs to usher in the like, you know, dedicated, even if it's not every single night. And I tried to do this last year and I told this to Maddie where it's like I do tend to overextend myself. And so last year my commitment was like I need a dedicated night where I come home before, let's say, like 5 p.m. and then I don't leave my house. I think that that might need to be extended to 2 nights a week
Oh,
this year.
for sure. For sure. I support that wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly.
So, yes, physically unwell, getting better. Um, I also am trying to eat fruits and like I am eating fruits and vegetables and I meal prep for myself this whole like Asian noodle peanut sauce thing with a bunch of vegetables in it. But I don't know what it is. I was having like really weird aversions to it the
Mm.
last couple of days. So like we did have to pivot a little bit because the thought of eating it for one more day really was not sitting well with me. So anyways,
Thanks for sharing. I mean, like that is a lot. If anyone has any advice for Teresa, or maybe like give her a TV show that she could maybe binge so that she just kind of like chills and like wants to watch her TV show or something.
well, I've decided I actually that might be like a hint to the upcoming hyperfixation,
Oh,
but
okay.
this is not the hyperfixation. I watched Friends when I was on the plane because that was like, you can get it for free on Southwest on the plane home. And I'm literally considering doing like a free, I think I'm gonna do it like a free trial of HBO because that's where you get um friend like that's where you can watch Friends and just like doing a rewatch of that because I think that kind of sounds like the vibe these days.
And that's a good like background show where you can like do other things. Like I have my real shows and I have my background shows where I can like clean and do stuff like that. That's a good one.
Yeah. So, anyways, thanks for being here with me on this journey, Maddie and listeners. And Maddie, I'm excited to hear about your first wellness check.
Um, I think I could talk about like any and all categories right now, extensively, I would say. But I'm gonna start with an emotional wellness check because I feel like I really haven't done one in a while. Actually, I'm lying. The last week in the cornfield, we did an emotional wellness check, but
Which, as you said, feels like
years
years
ago. Like
ago.
I'm a different person. I want to do an emotional wellness check for several reasons. One, I think I talked about in the last one, like transitions have never been a strong suit of mine. Like I cried every year when I went to college. I still cry every time I leave my family's home. Like not transitions are not my friend, which is again why maybe I've been in Omaha so long because I have a fear of transitioning. But I think over our 10 days of travel for this extravaganza of fun, like there were so many transitions, like back to back to back, that it was like incredibly overwhelming, but also incredibly fun at the same time, that it was just like so many emotions all at once of like, I'm so glad I am here with my friends and having so much fun. I'm also so exhausted and I'm also like looking or thinking about work, which is like kind of overwhelming. And so all of that like in one, like did I see the lowest point maybe of my life like in the Midway Airport cell phone lot? Maybe, but we came out on the other side. But I think I'm still kind of like coming down from this like emotional like not even like emotional high, yeah, emotional like high and low like all at once because like I said there were so many highs. Like the wedding was so fun, like seriously like best night ever. It was so fun, but like it was, also sad then to leave my friends and to head back to Omaha. So then that was like kind of another emotional um layer too. So I mean you've been on it on that journey there with me. So
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that the Midway Airport self parking lot like has seen both of us at our absolute worst.
yeah.
Um, but I also think like this, it is a weird time. I also think that like in a lot of like physically, it definitely was worse for me to land and go straight back to work.
Hmm.
But I think emotionally, like if I had to sit with any of the like kind of come down of, our summer adventures, I think that I would feel similarly. So I understand.
Like, I mean, not only has the Midway cell phone lot seen our worst, I would say our second worst would be the Midway Chili's has
The
also seen.
Chili's, I was gonna say the
The Chili's
Chili's
has
in
also
Chicago.
seen our worst. The morning after this wedding, Teresa and I went to the like goodbye brunch, and then Teresa's flight wasn't until later, so we were kind of like, what are we gonna do? And we needed like food, and so we just like went to the Chili's, and I think both had like 4 bites of our food before we thought we were going to actually die. And then just like literally sat in the Chili's for a hot sec contemplating our entire lives. So yeah, they've seen us at our worst too. But I think it's so hard to go from like this nonstop of like being with people that are really important and really care about you, because I was with you and Meg, and then I was with you, and then I was with you and Meg, and then I was with my other friend Abby. So I had like 4 weeks of like straight like amazing friend time, like 24/7. And then to go from that to like zero was like it's been like so hard. And it also has been something that like we have been looking forward to this summer adventure and this wedding for like the past year. Like we have talked about it like almost every day for the past year about what we're going to do on our 3-week adventure. And like it took some turns. It wasn't exactly how we planned, but it was still like amazing. And so now it's like, wait, what are we going to do next? Like what's there to look forward to? Like we had just been looking forward to that. So that was also kind of, I feel like, hard of like, oh wait, it's like it's over. Like no, I want to do it again. So that was kind of hard.
Yeah, it's the march of time that
Yeah.
is it sets in.
But yeah, so emotionally, I would say like I'm doing definitely better than the Chili's and the cell phone lot. I was worried about my drive home. As the people in Chili's can attest, like I would have paid someone like $10,000 to drive my car from Chicago to Omaha. But it actually ended up being like really good. And just kind of like the first time that I was kind of like by myself and like a long time, because I had been with my parents before summer adventures too. So it was just kind of like, whoa, this is 6 hours that it's just like me, myself, and I. And it actually ended up being fine. But emotionally, I think I'm doing a lot better. I'm ready for school to start, but at the same time, like I would like to sit at the pool and my couch forever. So that's kind of where I'm at. But Teresa, what's your next wellness check?
Well, in that same vein, my wellness check is also emotional for
Mm,
slightly different reasons, although the I think the summer sort of started it off where it's like, yes, it was interesting. I think that I had a slightly different emotional experience because I am so glad that I did it because I think that it gave me, I mean, obviously, like the privilege of getting to spend. This is why I like weekend trips too. I was talking about this with someone where it's like I have a lot of long distance friendships, and weekend trips are so special because it's like you're literally spending, it's like having an extended sleepover with your
hmm.
friends. You never do that with the friends that you live in the same city with. So it's like you basically are getting to spend every moment of usually like 48 hours together, which is so fun and special. Even like made more so because you don't get to see your long distance friends very often, but like, you know,
Yeah.
it like you don't even do that with the friends that you live like close to. Um, so like I think extending that into a month obviously was amazing. I also think though it helped, like I was really ready to get out of my routine, get out of where I live, get away from kind of like the day-to-day tasks. And so I think I was able to come back and be like, I am ready to be home. I am ready to be around my like family and the people who live where I live. Dare I say, I like was kind of ready for work, although I don't know that I would go that far to say that I was like super ready for school to start. But I feel like I just came back feeling a little bit more rejuvenated. And then I got emotionally wrecked once again when my brother, who has been my roommate for the past almost a year, left to go to law school. So he is moving far away, still in the US, but far away, to go to law school for the next 3 years. I was really sad about it. It was really emotional. It was really emotional watching him say goodbye to everyone here because he, like, this also has been his home, will continue to be his home. Like, this is where he will come back to during breaks and depending on what his summer schedule looks like. And like I'm so proud of him. And I also told the emotional part that was weird to me, which is kind of where the summer trip ties into, is I was like so sad about it. And I literally said as I was crying, I was like, Patrick, we used to do this all the time. Like I did not go to college
Mhm.
close to home. He went to college even further from home. Like for, you know, how many years is that? Like 7 years of our lives we did not see each other often. We saw each other like every couple of months, typically was the norm. Like we went very long stretches without seeing each other. So I don't know why the prospect of like him leaving and not living here for 3 years hit me so deeply. And I think it's because like it really is that thing is like as I get older and everyone kind of like settles into their lives, like life just looks very different. And it's not like everyone is off in college or doing their own thing. It's kind of like everyone is supposed to be settling where they are. And kind of like the trend has been that my family is moving closer together. And so I think just like that final emotional crash of like, he's leaving for a long time. I have these friends that are scattered all throughout the country that I live really far away from. As I'm settling, more where I am, it just feels like I don't know. It was a lot to process. I think I'm still processing it. I'm doing much better. We'll continue to do an emotional check-in as time goes on. But that's kind of where I'm at emotionally.
Okay, thanks for sharing all that. Yeah, that's a lot. I also think it gets like harder as you get older because like your life is getting more settled and it's like these aren't like I think when you go to college, it's 4 years or it's like till Christmas or it's like a more definitive time where like as you get older you're like well I don't really know like where we're all going to end up and like we are all doing like our own thing and doing what makes us happy and like it's all like individualized and not like as much of a group thing. I don't know, I think as you get older like it kind of does get harder. And I also think like you're in a pretty unique situation in that you like were roommates with your brother where like God bless you, like that is like saint worthy behavior because I love my siblings but like never in a day would I share a home with them. Love
Well,
to.
it's funny. It's funny because I used to say the same thing. Like I had a friend who lived with her brother and I was like, God bless, I could never do that. As adults, we would like actually murder each other. Um, but now I look back on it and there have been a lot of times where I may have questioned like why my life is the way it is in this moment. But I think like, you know, everything happens for a reason or most things happen for a reason. And I think me getting to like live with him for this short amount of time was a blessing.
That's such a blessing. I love that you have that mindset and I think you kind of have to like take that with you of like this is like a blessing and you know we our next adventure will be a blessing too. And I feel like I have to take that from like our trip too, of as much as it's like, okay, life goes on and it was like sad to leave. Like it it was such a blessing in the moment and like we have to, take everything for what it's worth and for what it is. But yeah, it's definitely like a hard reminder. And I feel like I mean I could not have done that emotional situation after our week as well. So kudos to you.
Yeah, so the moral of my story is that I am wrecked both physically and emotionally, but I am on the mend. I have some exciting things coming, especially in September. September's kind of like a packed month. So we
Really?
will
Do you want
see.
to like
Well,
tease what you have going on?
a lot of wedding related stuff
Okay.
continued. Yeah, so wedding season for me extends through September, and then I think we'll take a little pause on that. So that's where I'm at. Maddie, what is your fourth and final wellness check?
My fourth and final wellness check is something that is not going to be a surprise to people who know me well. And it's an environmental wellness check. And
Oh
it's an
boy.
environmental wellness check based off my where I live. And I would like to just say that I am so grateful that I have this time to like live by myself. Like I had lived with roommates for a very long time. Last year I got my own place and it's been great. I think one thing about me having roommates is it kept me like very accountable. Like I, did my part in the cleaning and all that and wanted to obviously make a good impression that like I was maybe like a sane and like normal individual, and when I started living by myself, that all went like out the window. Um, I'm a pretty messy person and I always have been. I like to clarify that I'm messy and not dirty. Like I'm not leaving like old like food things out. I'm not like gross in that sense, but I just like don't like to put anything away, specifically my clothes or actually really anything. And so my apartment is quite small. It works. Teresa's been, she can now attest to the size of my apartment. But in these travels, I have acquired a lot of items. I've acquired a lot of bags of filled with things, and I have acquired a lot of laundry, none of which that I would like to put away. And I know deep in my soul that cleaning my apartment and putting everything away will make me feel 1000% better. But there's also not a single bone in my body that wants to clean my apartment. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I am committing my weekend. Like, I'm not allowed to do anything on Saturday except clean my apartment. I gave myself time to just like kind of wallow in myself. I clean my living room so that I like have some place to chill, but my like bedroom area and my kitchen, disaster. That is the environment that I'm in right now, and I would like it to be a calm place that I can like get my work done and, like meal prep and do all that. Can't do any of that right now because I have so much stuff. Considered hiring a cleaning person, considered hiring like I don't even know, like a junk removal thing. Like at this point, I think if you just took everything out of my apartment, I wouldn't even notice. And would like rather start fresh than actually clean any of this. And if anyone has any advice on like how to get past that, um, let me know. Like I don't know if I have like ADHD or something, but like yeah, all this stuff around me doesn't bother me except I just know that I want it all gone at the same time.
My only advice, which is really not helpful, but my mom, for those of you that know, is like the guru of like organization. And really, the core principle to staying organized is to have less stuff. Like, the less stuff you have, the less you have to put away. Now, granted, I have too much stuff also. So, like, this is the pot calling the kettle black. I am sitting with you and understanding. And I'm also saying that, like, the best thing that happened to me, again, maybe not physically or emotionally, but environmentally, the best thing to happen to me was to force myself to host a 25-person party the weekend after I got back from travels, because I, along with the help of my parents, very much could not have done it without them. But like, our house is like spotless, or was. We've kind of have some things I need to deal with, but like that really kicked me into gear. Otherwise, I think I would have just like also become a hermit person. But I also think like, I don't know. I don't really know what the best scenario is because like I'm all pro like hire cleaners, but I feel like cleaners aren't going to help with your like the clutter problem.
Well, yeah, that's my issue. So that's why I'm like I don't really know what to do other
You could
than
hire like a Marie Kondo type person though to come like professional organizers are a thing. I don't know that you want to invest in that, but
I definitely don't want to invest in that. I definitely need to just like not be like lazy and like I need to like reward myself. Like if I get everything done Saturday or Sunday, I can just, I don't know, like go get breakfast or something. Um, because that sometimes works. But I am in just like this like rut of, I know that this environment is like stressful because there's just like stuff everywhere, but at the same time like I don't want to do it. So let's just make a pact by the next time we record this podcast. Like, my apartment will be put back together. And once it's like put together, like I will keep it together. It's just always after I travel, like the big travels of when I like go home for Christmas or like spring break, that I just like can't seem to get myself back together. And specifically whenever I come back from the summer is always like a really large wake up call to the amount of stuff that I have. So,
I would also contend that like clothing is the one item that it feels unmanageable to deal with. Like if I didn't have to deal with laundry, putting away clothes, hanging clothes,
mhm,
etc., like I really think I could keep my house spotless because I think that with that mess eliminated, I would clean up everything else and it would also motivate me to like keep everything clean because I would be able to because it's manageable. Like
mhm.
having to deal with clothing clutter like is the worst unmanaged like most unmanageable type of mess.
And I live in a studio, so there's not even really like a door I can just like shove everything in and like close it in terms of like my bedroom area. Like everything is just kind of one open space. So that's also pretty difficult. Like to the point where I was like Zillowing like houses. Like, can I afford to buy a house? Literally, no, I can't afford to like put gas on my car. But like I was like, I need a 4 bedroom home. Like I have so much stuff. Like I need to move into a development. That's where we're at.
Yeah, well, maybe we can have a conference call Saturday because, like I said, my house is clean, but I also like my food situation is kind of out of control. Like our freezer is barely closing. The fridge, I don't know what's going on. The pantry is a disaster. So like maybe we can,
Do some
be
Marie
in
Kondo stuff.
solidarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even, yeah, not mention the food situation. Like I, granted, like when I was at home, I had like home cooked meals, but then like through our travels, I mean, like I don't even know what we ate. Like at one point we were eating like cheese balls and like Trader Joe's muffins. Like I don't even know what we ate, to the point where like I made myself a dinner that like always make, of just like chicken sausage with rice and broccoli. And like I think my body was like, what's going on? Like I felt very ill after it. And I'm like, this is a dinner that I eat often and it is a very simple dinner. But I think it's like you've been like literally eating like Taco Bell and I don't even know, White Claw. So yeah,
Okay, maybe I'm going through the same thing then with my food aversion. That
yeah, you
actually
are,
makes me feel
because
better.
we've been like eating like, I don't even know, not good stuff. And even when we tried, like we went to Kava, or we did like, I mean, not chicken salad chick, but like we try, but still it's like not the same, you know?
Yeah. Our bodies are just, again, back to the physical wellness check,
Yeah, our bodies are
not
shutting
doing too
down.
hot, kind of wrecked.
Our bodies are shutting down. And when I did come back from um the travels, I had a doctor's appointment where I had to get blood work done. And I'm like, this is like a really rough time to get blood work done. I don't know how my blood levels were going to be. And they were like, you are dehydrated and you need vitamin D and you're lacking like all like major nutrients. And I was like, that like sounds about right. Like I don't even know what I ate or did the past 3 weeks. So yeah, we're just like on a journey, and that's kind of why I want to get everything clean, because I want to like do my meal prep and like have everything organized and like have my lunches. Like I was on the phone with a coworker and she was like, my lunch is all packed for tomorrow. I was like, oh my god, I haven't even thought about what I'm gonna bring for lunch, shoot. So yeah, I need to get myself together, but we're getting there.
We're getting there. It's a slow transition back. We basically abandoned our lives for a month,
We did.
and are now like trying to find them again. So,
Yeah. All
yeah,
right, are you ready for your hyperfixation?
I am ready for my hyperfixation.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. I will also, we're recording this. Well, no, you can set the timer. I'll go
Yeah,
first.
I can do it.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, go.
My hyperfixation this week has been the TV show The Bear. When I was in Chicago, I was lucky
Oh
enough to go to
yeah.
the original Chicagoland beef, have a beef sandwich. It was the most delicious thing ever. So that's part of this hyperfixation. But I've been watching season 5 since I got home. And let me tell you, I was a season 1 and 2 lover, season 3 hater, season 4 okayer, still rebounding from the fact that I hated season 3, but season 5 is so good.
30
If you
seconds.
lost the plot, get back to the plot. It is so good. I just finished it today. The end. I'll stop.
Wow, that was kind of a long hyperfixation. You kind of broke the rules there.
I know. I just had to, finish up a little bit at the end.
That's actually good to know because watched season 1 and 2 of The Bear, and then I didn't even watch season 3. I just kind of like fell off of it. But maybe I need to add that to um my list of TV shows to watch.
No, season 5 like is reminiscent of I think season 2, I mean, season 1 is kind of a unique thing in and of itself.
Yeah.
Season 5 feels reminiscent of season 2, which was my favorite, I think. And it just is really good. So I would highly recommend.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready for your hyperfixation?
Yeah, I'm ready for my hyperfixation.
Okay, 30 seconds, go.
My hyperfixation is a Shirley Temple. And I am a Shirley Temple truther. Like, I
Oh,
love, as our new dear friend Madison calls, a kitty cocktail. And I just have to say that, like, there's nothing like having like a slight little buzz and then ordering a Shirley Temple. It is the best thing ever. It's like a little dessert. It's a little fun. You still look like you're having a drink, but like there's no alcohol. It's refreshing. The cherry, like, all I can say is I had several over this wedding and I like miss it.
okay, 30 seconds. Um, I will also say this to the listeners, like the fastest way to offend Maddie is to ask her if she wants a dirty Shirley. Like she
No,
does not want a dirty
no,
Shirley. She
no,
just wants a Shirley Temple.
no. The dirty part ruins the Shirley. The Shirley is already like delicious. If you add the vodka in it, it like cuts the sweetness in it. Like it doesn't do it for me. So then, yeah, a lot of people were like, you could just get a dirty Shirley. I would rather take a shot of vodka and have a plain Shirley Temple than mix them.
You heard it
And
here first,
that's my
folks.
truth, guys. That is my truth. Like, yeah, I love a mocktail. It literally is just juice. I When I was in Disney, I got there like super late and I met my friend there and we were going to like get a drink and I was like, yeah, I like just need to go to bed. I'm just gonna get like a mocktail or whatever. And she got a mocktail too. We paid like $17 for like literally like a cup of juice. I was like, this is ridiculous, guys. What would it cost if I just ordered a Shirley Temple? Probably not that much because it's delicious. So
I love a mocktail though. I will be victim of the
yeah,
$16 mocktail.
I'm a mocktail truther. Like it's just as fun. Like who like are we going to just admit that like the alcohol tastes bad? Like it does not taste good. Like the mocktail is better.
I remember distinctly, like the first time I ever was allowed like a sip of a margarita, I remember being like the tequila ruined it. I because I
Yeah.
grew up like drinking virgin margaritas, which is literally just like lime juice and sugar. It's like
Yep.
frozen limeade. And then I had my first sip of an alcoholic margarita and I was like, this is like, no, this killed the vibe.
Yeah, it kills the vibe sometimes. And you're like, wait, no. I also went out with my friend in Disney and her mom. We went to this like bar. There was this little show. And I again ordered a Shirley Temple. It was the largest Shirley Temple I've ever had in my life. I literally didn't even finish it. I don't know when I haven't finished a Shirley Temple. And they also put so many cherries in it. I also think it's a little bit of a hyperfixation because when I was like younger, like I didn't really ever get a Shirley Temple. And I remember like seeing kids order them and being like, I really want one, but like we were not Shirley Temple people. And now that I'm like an adult, I'm like, I'm gonna use my adult money to buy myself a Shirley Temple.
Yeah, good for you. We
So
can use our adult money for what we want.
honestly, we should have gotten a Shirley Temple at the Midway Chili's. That would have cured all.
That actually might have like hair of the dog, but like not, actually again, not alcohol, like just
Yeah.
literally a Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, do we want to move on to what we're taking with us this week?
Yeah. Are you gonna go first? Are you doing first for everything this week?
I can go first because I'm gonna share with everyone my this is what I'm taking with me not only this week, but this school year. This is my new motto that I am telling everyone, mostly my coworkers, but everyone that I'm taking with me, where like my motto this year is I am floating on a breeze. The world can be, a dumpster fire around me, and I am not sweating the little stuff. I feel like last year, for a variety of reasons, especially at work, I just like got so bogged down in the minutia and like sweating all of the little things that gets thrown at you, which like I don't really know why, because it was not my first rodeo at a school. And like if you work at a school, you know that you're constantly getting things thrown at you. But I was letting it all get to me. And so this year I have decided I'm not letting it get to me. I'm floating on a breeze. Obviously, if there are big problems, like we'll deal with those. But as far as the little day-to-day things, like I'm taking it in stride, you know? I'm not worrying about it.
I love that for you. I almost texted you this morning too, just like a classic May is coming up. Like, where is
Yeah,
May?
I thought about it
Like,
yesterday on my
May
first day.
May is coming up. Like, we need May. And you know what? The only way to get to May is through. And so, like, we have to go through it. You just got to get by. And, yeah, no, I like that. I like that advice. Good for you.
The only way out is through.
And we'll get there.
So,
We'll get there.
yeah. All right, what are you taking with you this week?
Mine is like a little bit more emotional than that, but that's okay. What I'm taking with me this week is the importance of having friends you can be vulnerable with. I think there's like levels of friendship that you can have with people, and I am grateful for all levels of friendship in my life. I think they all serve a unique and purposeful purpose, but I think there's definitely something more unique about a friend you can be vulnerable with and be honest with. And I am fortunate to have them. They just don't always live where I live. And I think just being back here and being, surrounded by different types of friends and different types of people has made me appreciate like all those people that I can really be truly vulnerable with. So that's kind of what I'm taking with me is that it's a blessing and everyone has kind of a time and a place in your life. And yeah, take it in strides.
I love that. It is important to have people that you can bare your soul to, so to speak, because otherwise you will go insane. So
It's
thanks
important
to all the
to
friends, Maddie included, but all of you all that you know who you are listening to this podcast. I would not be who I am without you.
yeah, it's important to go with a friend to the Midway cell phone lot and Chili's because like that's a rough spot. So
Rough spot,
and we
rough
haven't
time.
even really brought up the Clarendon Hills like Hilton Garden Inn because that was also a rough place. Is that
Was
where
that the
we
hotel we stayed in?
I actually have no idea where we stayed. Could not even tell you. It was in Clarendon Hills, I think.
Wait, then which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about the one after the wedding.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Wasn't it in Clarendon Hills?
Was it I don't even know what it was. Yeah, that hotel, let's just say though, like none of us are welcome at that hotel
None of us are
ever
welcome back.
again.
None of us are welcome
Yeah,
back. None. So, and that's okay with
none.
me. That's honestly okay.
We had a great time. The MacArthur's threw a fabulous party, and the Petersons,
Yeah, fabulous
and
party. And all Teresa and I were like, okay, we were couch surfing, we were air mattress hopping, we were sharing beds, and then we were like, you know what? But after this wedding, we have like two queen beds in this beautiful hotel. And we all admitted that like that night in those two queen beds was the worst sleep of our whole trip.
yeah, I was so
We were
excited
so
that I was
excited.
like, I'm finally gonna get my own real bed to sleep in. Because I hadn't been sleeping terribly, but that literally would have been my first own real bed in over a week, and it was the worst night of sleep that I got on the trip by far. So
Yeah.
I will say I am loving being back in my bed.
Oh yeah,
Like,
same. I like bought new sheets
no
and
better
everything. It's
feeling.
all put back together.
Yeah, it's truly unmatched.
So But this was a whirlwind of an episode. It was definitely needed to catch everyone up on what we've been doing. Hopefully we are just like piecing back our lives a little bit at a time. My goal for by the time the next time we record is to have my apartment cleaned. And Teresa's goal is to rest and feel rejuvenated. So
Yeah,
hopefully we
my
can do
goal
that.
is to stop injuring myself.
Yeah.
So stay
So
tuned.
thanks for listening. Thanks for all of our listeners, all of our new listeners, all of our loyal listeners. We'll see you on the next one.
Hydrate, text your friends back, and we'll see you soon.